That's what we do. We beat 2 teams last season. It's a long way from the fence line. Actually, to beat now, it's just how far there for our teammates? About there, the way he's scoring goals. I'm pretty sure he averaged that one guy. There's another guy there, he was just like crap. He was set up for things like cross it back in. No, they're both out. So one of them moves away. Is that right? You've had your chance, boys.
Good evening and welcome to Kambah 2 for Hahn Australia Cup qualifying round 4 action. Tuggeranong United versus Canberra Olympic, 2 storied football clubs ready to go toe-to-toe. Brought to you by our sponsors. Allstate Towing, broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call. Your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker for your real estate needs. Contact Lukas at LJ Hooker and Xela Construction. Commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. That's our sponsors. We're here to watch these 2 giants of the game going for a place in the local quarterfinals. Only one can progress for the other. Well, Cup dreams will be gone for a year. My name's Russ Gibbs. Sam Watson is with me. Sam, welcome along to what is a picture-perfect evening here at Kambah 2.
Thanks, Russ. It always looks so good here at Kambah. Such a nice venue. And very excited for another night game, another night cup game. It's always exciting.
There is. It's going to be a fantastic game as well. We've got 2 teams, and I mentioned they're on opposite ends of the spectrum at the moment, aren't they? We're talking about Tuggeranong United in the Premier League. We're talking about Canberra Olympic in the Capital Premier League, and we didn't think we'd be talking about that at the start of last year. No, absolutely not. Even heading to the last game of the season, that possibility wasn't really on the cards. And honestly, it feels so weird for them to be in the Capital Premier League. So definitely a bit of a new look match between these 2. Canberra Olympic have already had a bit of a body blow before they come into this match. Their two imports, Remy Gachet, the French attacking midfielder, and Mate Barasic, a quality local product who's been over in Croatia. Neither have seen their ITC cleared for this evening, so they are unable to take part in this match. Julian Borgner, who they signed, having missed a season last year, is suspended because he's still serving suspension from when he was sent off for Tigers in the final game of 2023. Didn't register last year, so needs to serve his suspension, having registered this year. So 3 of their big names are already out. There's also a couple of others that have been injured, Abraham Kemp amongst them. It's mean that they could name 6 on the bench tonight. They've only been able to name 4, which is probably a bit of a disappointment for them, isn't it? I mean, they're missing those 3 I mentioned. Adam New as well is injured. Not the ideal start.
No, absolutely not, especially in a cup kind of setting with extra time possibilities. To look on your bench and see 4, not really a big confidence booster, and it's something maybe Tuggeranong can capitalise on here.
There are a couple of patches on the pitch. Josh can probably have a quick look with his camera where the referee is stood to his left if he swivels that way, just behind Nathan Shakespeare. You can see a little bit of patchy grass there where there's some sand on top of it. There's 1 or 2 patches like that on the pitch, but other than that, it's actually in really good nick, isn't it? We had to walk across it, and it's, apart from those 2 little spots you can see, I think there's 3 of them, in fact, around the ground. The grass is good, it's fairly lengthy, but it's going to be no problem for football tonight.
No, it looks like really nice conditions. Obviously, aside from those little dents in the ground, and yeah, honestly, again, a very nice night for football.
And you will see plenty of young players around here tonight as well. All the National Premier League junior clubs have done their training today. The 14s, 15s, 16s, 14s, 16s and 18s have all done their training, and they're here tonight. Give a shout out to my mate Steve Diggle's under-14 side. They're here around somewhere as well. I saw Steve Diggle around, one of the Tuggeranong stalwarts I played with back in the day when this was my own hunting grounds. They're out there warming up. Both teams. Olympic have gone inside. Tuggeranong are still here. I don't know if you watched are on social media much. Sam, I'm sure you are because you're a lot younger than I am. But Tuggeranong United put out a post on social media this week about their new heated grass. Did you see that?
I did, and I was 100% tricked by that, like I was with every football-related April Fool's.
Did they pull you in with that one on the heated grass?
Oh, 100%.
The one that Stan told me this morning was there's going to be some solar panels that come out just for the home goalkeeper and heat them up when it's a bit cool in the winter.
Okay.
So you also fell for the Mario Balotelli?
I did. I got very excited and may have told several people that Balotelli's coming to the A-League.
Well, they sucked you in nice and easily, didn't they, my friend?
Did.
But we are looking forward to what this cup tie is going to bring us. I mean, already we know that Ugali have gone through with 3-0 win against Canberra Juventus into the quarterfinals. Canberra, Croatia joined them, having beaten ANU 4-0. We saw that remarkable game on Tuesday where O'Connor Knights, the holders, led 2-0 at half-time and were beaten 5-2 by the league champions Gungahlin United. Last night, White Eagles 0, Brindabella Blues 1. Curtis Schaefer flicked home the winning goal after 25 minutes. They spent 70 minutes of that game with 10 men after Kieran Allen was sent off and yet held on. So we know half of the quarter-final lineup. Ugali, Canberra, Croatia, Gungahlin and Brindabella Blues. The other half will be decided, well, tonight and next week. Tuggeranong United v Canberra Olympic live here for you at 6:30. Then next Tuesday, well, I'll be at Melrose Synthetic. West Canberra Wanderers versus Monero Panthers. And then on Wednesday, Belconnen play Queanbeyan City and I'll be down at South Jarrah to watch Tigers take on Madura in a battle of the giants in terms of the David versus Goliath. We will see who wins that one. Looking forward to those games. Waiting for the teams to join us and get this one underway. And the good news, 4 minutes has been, I'll tell you what, the sun's gone down behind those trees, Sam.
Yeah, very welcome, because I couldn't see anything walking over the field. I didn't know how I was going to identify any players, but very happy that it's behind the trees now.
Look, don't tell everyone we're going to identify them all now, just in case we don't.
The pressure's on now, Ross.
You've put the complete and utter pressure on us, left, right and centre. Well, let's have a look at the lineup, shall we, before they come out and join us, starting with Tuggeranong United. Mitch Stevens, who welcomed a new Stevens into the world a couple of days ago. The birth of Scarlett Ann, his little daughter. Scarlett named because they like it, and named after both his and Samantha, his wife's mum's middle names, I understand. So Scarlett Ann is now part of the Stevens clan, and Mitch has told me that Samantha's doing very well. So congratulations to Mitch and his partner Samantha for the birth of their second child. And Well, he's managed to purloin his way out of whatever he will be doing looking after the kids tonight to be here to pick the following team. Callum Cook in goal, Dylan Burkray at right back, Luke Sakamoto at left back, Daniel Grove alongside the American Cole Falco. Now keep an eye out for him because his throw-in is prodigious and he can land it in the penalty box from halfway. We'll see if that is going to be a weapon tonight. Two in midfield in front of them, Xavier Davis and Josh Pedersen, former Canberra Olympic players both in the Canberra Tuggeranong central midfield. Then they've got a line of three. Zach Lawrence on the right, Luke Stevens on the left. Romeo Jambrek is going to play behind the lone runner, Stephen Neelan, who scored 9 goals in 13 games last year and is a vital part of this outfit. The bench sees James Benevento as the goalkeeper, Tim Santos, Nick Emmanuel, Sam Walker, Alessandro Pena and Anthony Antoniak, the young midfielder who is the 6th sub. Alessandro Pena having signed for this club from Monero Panthers, and Sam Walker, of course, who's a big part of this one. Not in the starting lineup today because he's not going to be quite make it for kickoff from work.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. It's actually a really strong-looking Tuggeranong side, and they've got a bit of depth as well, which is good heading into the season. And, yeah, good to see Josh Pedersen back in midfield, and also Steve Neelan, who I'm looking back at the head-to-head between these two. He scored 4 goals in his last 2 games against them, so definitely a player who fancies his opposition.
He was the last player to score a hat-trick for Tuggeranong on the 18th of August last year. It was against Canberra Olympic, as you just mentioned there. They will be sick of the sight, Steve Neelan, and we'll be hoping that he doesn't add too many to that tally tonight. Talking of returns, Ryan Grogan is back. The former Tigers head coach now takes over at Canberra Olympic, and we mentioned who he was unavailable to select tonight, which means he's gone with a different looking lineup. We will see how this plays out for him. Jacob Quinn in goal, we're told. Fullbacks are likely to be Cal Brown and Charlie Triggs. Daniel Lindsay and Nick Faust will be the central defensive partnership. Bailey Sorensen patrols in front of the back four in midfield with Nick Barasic and Anthony Timotheo in front of him. Timotheo, a veteran of 153 MPL matches. The front three, Hassan Al-Nawasir on the right, Oliver Wiedeke, an absolute speedster back in the day, now at veteran status, 156 MPL games for him, and Shafiq Adam will lead the line for Canberra Olympic. Only 4 on the bench. Perry Field is the sub-goalkeeper. Jack Matic and Gianni Corrigan, 3 MPL appearances between them, pales into insignificance when compared to Mark Shields, 221 games in the top flight and 136 goals. Some super sub to have, plenty of them scored at this venue for Tuggeranong United.
Yeah, and plenty of experience in that Olympic lineup, which will be really important as the pressure is on them as arguably the biggest club in the Capital Premier League to push for that title. So, yeah, good to see the experience and good to see the likes of Timotheo signing, big signing for them.
It's funny because the actual Canberra Olympic, the CPL side, have more MPL experience in that team, even though they've changed the entirety of it near enough from last year, than Tuggeranong United do on the left-hand side of your screen at the moment.
Yeah, really interesting. So, I mean, off the basis of that, they've got to push for the title, you think?
Well, I'm sure they will have their eyes set on the weekend. They start off against Wagga City Wanderers on Sunday, Canberra Olympic. Tuggeranong start off here on Sunday against Gungahlin United. There was a lot of conjecture about them having to play on Thursday and then back up on Sunday. Just said to Mitch, though, is it not Europa League? Is that what you do in the Europa League? You play Thursday, you play Sunday, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And these players should be used to Europa League conditions. But having played in it all the time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what they're complaining about.
Unbelievable. I mean, you'd have a Europa League under lights here for sure.
Yeah.
Crowd building up rather nicely. Canteens open, doing a roaring trade as per usual down here. You can hear the sound of the snare drum beating in the background. Your match officials today, very experienced in Nathan Shakespeare, A-League official in the middle. Benjamin Cracknell and Thomas Stuparich are the assistants. Benjamin Cracknell will be on this near side. Cracknell on this near side and Stuparich on the far side. But A-League referee in the middle.
Yeah, very exciting. Good for both teams as well. It's always good when you have a good referee. Allows the game to flow, hopefully, and have a great spectacle here.
As per usual, we like to hear where you are. I don't think many people will be as far away as Akshay Shah, who's watching from India, former Capital Football employee. He's tuned in tonight. He tells me he's going for Tuggeranong United in this one this evening. So thanks for tuning in, Akshay. Hope you're all right, mate, and enjoying life. I'm sure we will hear from a few more people before the evening is out. This will be the 5th time these sides have met in Australia Cup qualifying competition. Both teams have won 2 apiece. The last cup meeting between the pair was in 2023. Olympic defeated Tuggeranong 2-1 in a controversial match at Greenway Enclosed. Late goal from Olympic. Tuggeranong felt they should have had at least a penalty in that one and potentially a sending off. Cup matches between these sides rarely fail to deliver. There's often more than one talking points. What we have seen in the last couple of games that I've done, Canberra, Croatia, and the brain snap, Garland O'Connor, is goals in the first 90 seconds.
Yeah, you'd love to see some of that today, and it's, yeah, it has been a real theme over the course of the Cup campaign so far, setting itself up nicely for heading into the final rounds as well. But this game's really interesting between two teams. I mean, Tuggeranong arguably in the up, Canberra Olympic looking to get back on the up, so it's actually really difficult one to predict on that basis as well. If you bring into consideration the experience on that Olympic lineup and on the bench as well.
6:30 kickoff, as we're now at 6:33. Standard procedure. Steve Neelan is getting ready to get us underway. Tuggeranong in their familiar green and white hoops. Canberra Olympic in the away kit, mostly black with that blue speckles across the front. Very nice looking kit. Steve Neelan, the scourge of Canberra Olympic. We'll see how they go. Players making their first start in a competitive match for Tuggeranong United as well. Romeo Jambrek is one of them. Javier Davis another. And Cole Falco at the back. Here's Daniel Grove. The first touch for Falco. It'll be interesting to see if this starts off at a jet-propelled pace. Daniel Lindstead, one of those very experienced players at the back, 70 matches. Collusion between Sorensen and Jambrek, nothing doing, says Shakespeare. Here's Kel Brown. Missed the entirety of last season, swapped Canberra Olympic for O'Connor Knights. Halfway through. Now back at his former stomping grounds in the blue of Olympic.
Yeah, and Tuggeranong, the side who are kind of taking the initiative on themselves early on here. They look to play it long quickly, and they're looking to get forward quickly as well.
It's the first example of the throw from Falco. Luke Stevens tried to break his way through. Here's Falco again. He's much more than just a throw, the American.
When it's that good, though, it's hard not to highlight.
Well, here's the first chance to maybe launch it into the penalty area. The pitch is narrowed here at Tuggeranong. I don't know if that's a coincidence. A couple of metres either side. And you can see they've crowded the goalkeeper already, and Falco is going to launch this into that 6-yard box. Not until Nathan Shakespeare gives him the go-ahead, but Jacob Quinn's fighting his way. You can't see it, probably not on your screen at the moment. It might be out of shot, but there's a whole cluster of players in front of the goalkeeper. Tells you exactly where this ball is going from the throw. Falco launches it into the air. It's huge, and Quinn's got a hand on it. Spanked away. What a throw.
Wow, unbelievable from Falco, and already they can have set pieces all game long. I mean, this is going to be such a weapon for them throughout the season as well.
And you can see the trouble it caused Jacob Quinn straight away. Burkray.
Yeah.
Jambrek. Burkray again. Back for Daniel Grove. Falco normally plays on the left as a wing back or left back, but he's filled in at centre back here in the absence of Ewan Peterkin, who's the normal centre half alongside Daniel Grove. Good to have options. At the moment, Canberra Olympic can't get a kick. Falco sweeping the ball out here to Lawrence, who's got the better of Charlie Triggs. And a chance to slide it through. Picked up there by Nick Faust. Good to see him back as well.
Yeah, not a bad ball either there from Faust. Trying to get his teammate in. Tuggeranong looking to play forward quickly again. They're playing a very direct game at the moment.
There's a long ball looking over the top for the run of Sakamoto, who's come up from wing back and is looking for Neelan but can't quite find him. And Triggs will get rid of it.
Unbelievable release there from Josh Pedersen. Pinpoint to find Sakamoto. And they're causing all the problems early on, Tuggeranong.
Well, Olympic have only won 2 of the last 10 meetings between these sides, both in 2023, 3-0 in the league, 2-1 in the cup. It's generally been Tuggeranong having the wood on them, and here goes Falco again with another one of these exocets into the penalty area. Look at the swing on it as well. Just looped away, but it is a proper weapon.
Yeah, if goals were allowed straight from throw-ins, he might have a few.
But when
the
Deakin
end of
comes
the day.
back, he's going to be another aerial threat off that. And I'm sure there'll be teams watching this throughout the Premier League that'll be looking at it and going, well, that's something to keep an eye on. There's not a lot you can do about it except flood the area and try and head it clear.
No. It's like they're having a corner every 5 minutes. It's really a great attribute to have.
Brought down beautifully by Barisic. Flicks it away from Xabi Davis, but only as far as Lawrence. Back for Berkrey. Faust is there again. Sorensen. Heavily strapped knee there, Nick Faust at the back. Been out for a long time with it. Taking no chances. Good to see him back. 80 MPL appearances to his name. As you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Sam, they have got some real experience in this team. Nicely taken by Davis. Here goes Brown on a run, but Sakamoto. Sign from Monero Panthers. Pedersen. Tuggeranong comfortable in possession. So far, Shafiq Adam, who, sorry, my apologies, who's got a heavily bandaged knee himself. Hasn't had a kick, he's been chasing a lot.
Yeah, seemed to be the walking wounded to start this game, Canberra Olympic. You wonder how much that's playing into their mind, potentially. Maybe not going 100% into challenges, wanting to preserve their injuries for the course of the season.
Well, haven't been able to get much of the football so far. A little bit of chasing. The main threats come off the 2 throws.
Yeah. They've defended fairly well so far, to their credit.
Pedersen to dink one over the top. Come for Neelan. Flag goes up against Steve Neelan. Luke Sakamoto has been given a real license to get forward there from left back.
He has. They're definitely looking to pick him out early. Looking to get him behind, test that Olympic backline.
Olympic only won 3 matches in 22 games last year. They beat Ugali twice and O'Connor Knights. They scored 4 or more in each of those games when they actually won. It's not bad, is it?
No, not a bad record.
And unfortunately, in the rest of the games, nowhere near enough.
Yeah, it's something to take into this season, though.
Here's Jambrek, opportunity to maybe get the shot away. Good block by Faust at the back. They went 7 matches without scoring a goal last season as well, Sam, between rounds 13 and 18.
Wow.
They managed just 27 all season. That was bolstered by 11 against Ugali. And that's probably where their woes come from. Here's Al Nawasi, first chance to see them as an attacking force. Timotheo is trying to turn. Battling away. Big signing, Anthony Timotheo. Come across from Gungahlin United. Not often you see someone snapped up from the league champions, dropping down a division.
No.
153 MPL appearances to his name.
Yeah. It's a massive pickup. And you can do that when you're a club like Canberra Olympic, no matter what division you're in, with the prospect of promotion and maybe reshaping the club a little bit in terms of the personnel.
I'm sure the budget over at Olympic is slightly bigger than some of the CPL teams.
Yeah.
They are a massive football club. Don't forget, they have won the 7 Federation Cup finals in their history. They've won this Australia Cup qualifying version twice, 2016 and 2017.
And of course made the semi-final 2016. Massive achievement.
It's a little bit of afters. Luke Stevens over on that far side. Not really sure what that was all about. Bailey Sorensen didn't enjoy it there.
No, Cale Brown kind of swung him around to stop them coming together there. Bit of an interesting one.
Tuggeranong themselves are 4 times Federation Cup winners. They were the first team for the national capital to qualify for the Australia Cup. They're the only team to have won a game away from home.
Are they?
Yeah. Beat South Hobart in that very first season. Coached by Steve Forshaw. Assistant coach by me.
Really?
Back in the day. Now, that's why they won, clearly.
Okay.
No, but they drew 1-1. 5-3 on penalties, or 5-4 on penalties, I should say. Memorable game. and then went out to Melbourne victory in the next round, 6-0 at Viking Park.
Were you assistant coaching that game?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
probably my fault.
Yeah, not good enough.
Great experience, though. That's why I'm here now. Clearly better commentator than coach, my friend.
Give it another go, though. Do you want to coach my team?
What are you, UC7s?
Yeah, yeah. The big leagues in Div 7.
Big leagues in 7. It was good fun. I just don't think I've got the appetite to go out training all the time anymore.
Fair enough.
Have you not trained tonight? You've decided to come here instead?
We had training last night.
Oh, that's all right
Yeah.
then. Yeah. And your campaign starts on the weekends?
It does. It does.
Do you know who you're playing?
We're playing Canberra City. Yeah.
Well, that's a name from the past for
I
those
know.
of you listening. They used to have a Premier League outfit themselves. Used to be an old NSL, I think it was, back in the day. Or New South Wales Premier.
Yeah. I think they were made for the NSL and then got transformed into a community club, potentially. Something
They
like
were
that.
an NPL. They did have a very storied NPL program. Mitch Stevens was part of it,
Did
funny
they?
enough. He was a defender there. Here goes Triggs on the burst. Great run from Charlie Triggs from left back. Cut off by Cole Falco. I understand Cole Falco's parents are here today as well. The American family.
He started the game really brightly. Not just the throw-ins in defence as well. It's looked really short.
Told they're around somewhere. Nice of them to make all the trip anyway, isn't it? Linstead for Olympic. Talking about this Canberra Olympic, though, the fact that they're in the CPL is quite remarkable. Sam, they've won 24 major trophies in the ACT, 8 league titles, 7 grand finals, 7 Federation Cups, as I mentioned, 2 charity shields. There's only Gungali and Juventus and Canberra Croatia won more over the course of the history of football in this part of the region, in part of the world, I should say.
Well, it's the beauty of promotion relegation. Of course, Canberra Olympic won't be happy that they went down, but makes for a good story, I guess you could say.
Unless you're from Canberra Olympic.
That's right, yeah.
You see the dust coming up off the boots of Zach Lawrence. Doesn't seem that dusty out there when we were walking on it before. It was actually quite spongy in parts. Here's a dam. Timotheo. On the way, see it. Timotheo again.
Yeah, Olympic growing into the game a bit more possession as well. Got forward a few more times, but defended well by Tuggeranong.
Neither goalkeeper really forced into a save just yet.
No, not yet.
Both of us have done the... forgot to charge our phones tonight, haven't we? So we're struggling with the timing. 12 minutes gone. Stevens. Pass was a bit short. Sorensen picked it up. Brown's come in field. Linstead, pressurised by Neelan. On the way, see it. Madame. Was looking for Anthony Timotheo. Looks like an old-fashioned target man, doesn't he, Shafiq Adam?
Yeah, he looks a difficult one to contain up front. He's held up the ball really well there. Nice idea as well to release Timotheo after good work from Al Nawasir, but yeah, not quite on point. Potentially a sign of just early season kind of rustiness.
Here's Oliver Wiedeke, first chance for him to have a run. Still got plenty of pace in those legs. It's quite unbelievable that Oliver Wiedeke's playing. It was only a year or so ago that he had heart surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we wasn't sure whether he was going to come back to play at all, and here he is, wearing the captain's armband. Major surgery he had as well, and it's fantastic to see him back on a football field.
Yeah, it's a great story, and he started the game really well as well. Now he'd like a goal back on his return as well.
First set piece, though, for Canberra Olympic. Opportunity for Daniel Linstead to get himself up there and use his height. Timotheo, well, he's been brought for moments like these. Can deliver a set piece, can Anthony Timotheo. Deep one towards the far post. Balasic was coming in. Threw himself at it.
Yeah, I don't think he quite read the flight of the ball there. Barisic seemed to jump a bit early. By the time the ball arrived, it was a bit lower than maybe he initially expected. Good ball though from Timothy to the back post. Difficult one for Tuggeranong to deal with.
Happy to play it out from the back, Tuggeranong. Burkrate. Davis finds Grove. Over the head of Sakamoto. Breaks for Kale Brown. He's found Wiedeke in half a yard of space here, and he's going to get the shot away. Always rising, but nothing wrong with the ambition.
No, and I saw in the warm-up as well, he was hitting some really good shots as well. He's definitely got it in his locker.
Busy time for everybody in Canberra. For yourself, Sam, live tomorrow, Gungahlin United versus Canberra, Croatia at Gungahlin enclosed in the National Premier League Women's. I'll be at Strider Park, Riverside Stadium, home of Monero Panthers for the Battle of the Big Cats. Panthers versus Tigers, 7:45 for that one on Saturday afternoon. O'Connor enclosed in Wellington will join me for the Shavapi Derby. Croatian Derby to start the season. O'Connor Knights versus Canberra, Croatia on Sunday. I'll be at High Street with Frank Keisha for Queanbeyan City. Their return to the NPL. They're super excited down there. They've decorated the flag. They've got some banners up in front of the media box there and everything. They welcome Ugali for their first match. And Tuggeranong will be here against Gungahlin United, the league champions in the Women's Premier League as well. There's a Southside Derby as West Canberra Wanderers take on Tuggeranong United. ANU play Majura, the first game in the Premier League for Majura. And that just leaves the NPL clash between Belconnen United and Canberra Olympic on Saturday. Jordan Bocock will take you through that one. From Kaleen enclosed, not the usual ground for Belconnen United. The two sides that met in the Charity Shield a couple of weeks ago, kick-starting the season. That's all your NPL action. Come back to the rest in a moment. Sorensen taking on Grove and delivering. United bringing away. Cup action continues on Tuesday from Melrose Synthetic. West Canberra Wanderers versus Monero Panthers live here on Capital Football's YouTube channel. Wednesday sees Belconnen versus Queanbeyan City. And live coverage from South Jerrabomberra Sporting Complex. Tigers versus Majura. On Saturday, of course, and Sunday, you can also see all the National Premier League Women's Reserves games and all the NPL Men's 23s live and free on the Capital Football YouTube channel. Just tune in, pick your game, pick your games, multiple on different devices, and it's all free.
It's so exciting to have football back in Canberra. Be a great weekend of football as well. Hopefully no one has any plans, so they can just sit there all day and do that.
On the following week, of course, on Sunday, Canberra United pushing for a place in the finals. There's a yellow card here for Zach Lawrence for the challenge that was a bit high on Ollie Wiedeke. Zach Lawrence goes into the book. Canberra United, as I mentioned, play Wellington Phoenix on Sunday the 13th of April. 2 games, 2 wins, and they'll be in the finals.
Yeah, potentially. If some of the other teams don't get there first, we'll see what happens.
Well,
it'll be
if
good
they
for
do
them.
win the 2, they're coming in, they can only finish 6th.
Yeah.
So can't finish any lower.
Yeah, it'd be great to see them back in finals football. I think they've definitely had a better season than last season as well. Really, credit to Anthony Jaggerin. It's been a good campaign.
That's for in a couple of weeks. Whilst that's going on, of course, there will be NPL action as well in and around Canberra in the men's and women's. Grove. Davis. Barisic was close to him. Falco. Another one of those rangy balls forward. Looking for Neelan. They haven't been able to get Steve Neelan in the game too much at the moment.
No, I think Faust and Lindstedt have done a really good job on him so far. They've been really physical. Haven't let him have any time on the ball to threaten that goal.
It's a chance for Lawrence to get in behind Triggs. He's done well, Lawrence. Pushed away.
Yeah, great feed from Lawrence there. Really good. Another release. Tuggeranong have been hitting some nice kind of diagonal balls to their wingers. It's definitely an outlet for them to get forward and create a bit of havoc in the opposition penalty area.
Lawrence. Sorensen steps away. Here's Davis. Now Burkrate. Stevens, lovely drop of the shoulder, and he's created himself half a yard. Here's the first sighting of Steve Nealon, and that's all he needs. One sight of goal, and Steve Nealon is off and running again. And the scourge of Canberra Olympic strikes once more, and Tuggeranong United lead with their first ever on target.
Yeah, what a goal from Tuggeranong. So nice to watch. Really great credit to Luke Stevens with that little shift. And what a ball into Steve Nealon, whose pace gets him there. Looked to be a bit overhit potentially. And a lovely finish over Jacob Quinn in the Olympic net. 1-0. And of the balance of chances created, they probably deserve that, even though Olympic were getting more into the game.
Scored 9 times in 13 appearances last year, Steve Nealon, 4 of them against Canberra Olympic, and he has continued his run. They must be sick of the sight of Steve Nealon, Canberra Olympic. But great credit, as you say, to Luke Stevens. The drop of the shoulder was exquisite.
Yeah.
The pass was weighted perfectly, and Nealon's finish was top draw.
Yes. Send his market to get a hot dog, as they say.
Or a Kransky.
A Kransky, yes.
And that cheered the majority of this support in and around us in this stand, which is wearing Tuggeranong colours.
Yeah, we mentioned Steve Nealon's not really been in the game. That just shows his quality. All he needs is one chance. He's hit the back of the net.
And that's why he's attracting interest from A-League clubs.
Yeah.
He had a spell with Sydney FC in the off-season. That's probably where he's going to end up, somewhere like that, you'd think, isn't it?
You've got to think so.
He's far too good for this level, for the young lad. That's another one for the highlights reel.
Yeah.
Sorensen bumps Jambrek off it. Physical player, Bailey Sorensen, but so's Josh Pedersen, who's won it back. And here goes Nealon again. Wants to have another run and another go, and why not? Charlie Triggs this time with a block.
Well, that Olympic defence run high-low. Whenever he gets the ball now, Nealon.
Bailey Sorensen stayed down back in the centre circle off that challenge of Josh Pedersen. Steve Nealon has now scored 5 times in his last 4 competitive matches for Tuggeranong United.
5 in his last 3 against against Olympic as well.
And it's a rarity in this contest, that one. That's a first half goal for Tuggeranong. The 3 games last year, then he got 1.
Oh, really?
Steve Nealon scored it in that 4-1 win here. The 2 they got away in the round 5 fixture were scored late in the second half, and Nealon scored the only goal here in round 11, but that was 13 minutes from time. But it was just exquisitely taken. We had a perfect angle of it. Nothing Jacob Quinn really could do. Spread himself well, but just clipped majestically over him.
Yeah.
By Nealon.
The ability to be running at that pace and still have the composure to produce such a nice finish is really impressive.
It's great for us as well, when we were just saying he's barely been in the game and almost on cue.
It's not very thoughtful. Not very thoughtful.
That's how we get goals in games. We just make random comments.
Okay.
If you're from a Canberra Olympic perspective, we'll just put one in there saying they've not really tested Callum Cook at the moment. Did that on the weekend with Willem Lejeune.
Did you?
Said he hasn't had anything noticeable to do. That was down at Solamad, and then Michael Southam miscontrolled a pass, and Darren Bailey swept one in the top corner.
It's what you do, Ross. It's what you do.
And I'm sure Tigers were very grateful for that. Willem Lejeune mostly, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see him on tomorrow night, and he'll say thanks very much for that. That was nice of you. Tuggeranong have the goal they wanted. Fausto will win that header, and here comes Triggs. Barisic. Triggs. It's a good run this again. And he's found Adam. First real opportunity for Shafiq Adam. Thought when he cut back inside he opened it up, but Dylan Burkrate to the rescue.
Yeah, well defended by Burkrate and Tuggeranong as well. You thought potentially when Triggs played that ball across, Adam could take that first time. It is a difficult one on the right foot as well with the ball coming across. But yeah, the touch inside just a bit too heavy.
Just looking around the crowd here, is this a Sydney FC jacket in front of us here? It's not just yours.
No, it is.
Have you got a Sydney FC shirt on?
I actually do. I actually do.
That's the whole of the Canberra Supporters Club right there.
Yeah.
Timotheo with the set piece. His last one was deep. This one swept to the near post. Cook wanted it, but Stevens took control of the situation. It's the old school Sydney FC when he's showing me there. the big league sponsor.
Yeah, the glory days.
Timotheo take 2. Cal Cook being crowded by some Olympic players in and around that penalty area. What could Timotheo do? He swung it towards a far post and it's hit the top of the crossbar. Cook may have had it covered. A good response, Olympic.
Yeah, and Timotheo is showing a good ability to have a variation of balls into the area. The first one was to the back post. The second one was to the near post, and that one nearly picked out the top corner as well. So, yeah, really important play to have behind the dead ball.
Sakamoto. Lawrence has been caged in there momentarily by Hassan Al-Nawasi. Got his team a throw though. And there's Stevens with that drop of the shoulder. Wasn't going to get away this time. Sorensen stepped in the way.
Yeah, well defended by Sorensen, who's sporting the bird mask. Always gives that player an extra edge, I feel.
Grove and Jambrek. Neelan. He'll take on Vidica. Little trickery. Jambrek, lovely little one too. And Neelan's done himself there. The precociousness of youth.
Yeah. No, you love to see. You love to see. You have to encourage it from Neelan. That's what you want to see in football.
He gets people on the edge of their seat, doesn't he, as well? He's running Steve. He's a joy to watch.
Yeah.
You love the fact that no risk, no reward strategy.
Yeah. No, exactly the type of player you want to watch football for.
And it's not going to come off all the time, is it? But that doesn't matter.
No.
Jambrek. This little partnership between these two is going to be nice to watch this season. Don't forget, they've got Sam Walker to drop into this team as well, which is going to be interesting because he'll normally play in that 10 role, Sam Walker.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the difficulty they found scoring goals last season. With that front three, potentially, that could be something they improve on this season and push for finals even.
Well, they finished with a goal difference of -3 last year. They scored 31, conceded 34, Tuggeranong. Only the two teams below them scored fewer. So scored 31, I should say, not 33. Panthers only scored 33 mines, but they've got themselves a couple of goal scorers in their recruitment process in Daniel Barac and Stephen Dominici. You'll be able to see them tomorrow night, I would imagine. Be surprised if not, if both of them don't start, but at some stage.
Yeah, massive signings. There's been lots of interesting transfers in the off-season, so it makes it a really exciting prospect this season.
We've seen some young goal scorers in the Cup as well, haven't we? Over this past week, Dennis Ayo off the bench for a brace and Giancarlo Daddario as well for Gungahlin, and add Stevie Neelan to that. Riley Souza scored last week, didn't he? Keegan Vucetic.
Yeah, it's a testament to the young players in Canberra. Really bright future for so many of them.
Tuggeranong have the lead here. And a chance to break. Bit of space for Davis. And he's asked Grove to get on his bike, but the pass wasn't quite accurate enough. And now here will go Oli Vidica, but Jambrek comes across. Coming up to half an hour. 28 minutes gone. Thanks to our broadcast sponsors, Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. Bringing you live coverage of the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying round 4. The local round of 16. All culminates in the final in mid-June. It's such an important part of the football calendar in Canberra now, isn't it, this, Sam? If not the most important part.
Yeah, the opportunity for national exposure.
We'll come back to that as here goes Neelan again. Brilliant touch in the first instance. Good recovery from Nick Faust. He's done well to stick with him there.
Yeah. Now, they have defended him well at times, but yeah, another one for Steve Neelan's highlight reel. It's growing game by game. It's going to be an hour long at this point.
If not longer. But go back to the point in the Australia Cup. It is a massive tournament for everybody.
Yeah, and you saw the exposure granted to O'Connor Knights as well. It's what every club wants, the opportunity for national recognition and the opportunity to cause an upset and make some history.
And I guess if you've been there like these two, there's the hunger to go back and repeat it. 'Cause most of them, I mean, not that there's anybody in this Tuggeranong team that was part of that back then. And the same as Canberra Olympic, but it's still the history of the club, and they will know about it for sure.
Yeah, and like we've joked about it before, but the potential to win the Australia Cup and go into like continental competition with the Asian Champions League too.
Yeah, bring the Red Diamonds down here.
Yeah,
to Kambah too. It's a late challenge there. I'm wondering if there's going to be a card, considering Zach Lawrence popped one a moment ago. Hassan Al Nawasi's got away with a similar kind of challenge.
Yeah, a bit of a lay one from Al Nawasi. Wouldn't really be arguing if a yellow card was brandished.
You can see why Josh Pedersen's asking the same question, though. There was a card for Lawrence over here for something very similar.
Yeah.
Nathan Shakespeare's a heck of a lot closer than we are, though. Falco stabs it to Bergray. Wants to go long. Clearance only finds Jambrek. And he can have a run. Romeo Jambrek. And a popper goal. Jacob Quinn always behind it, but another with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, another young player looking to impress, and that was really impressive from Jambrek. Positive play to take the ball on, look to get forward immediately, and a good shot as well under pressure.
Here they come again with Stevens looking to slide in. Pedersen, Quinn's come to meet it. Met it well. Lawrence can recycle and send it in towards Jambrek. It's a nice knockdown, but unfortunately no one in a Tuggeranong shirt was running onto it.
Yeah, it would have found Grove if he hadn't made a good run on the outside as well.
Grove, good left-footed ball in. Jambrek brings it down. Second bite of the cherry, perhaps. It's going to come out here for Pedersen. And the ricochet could have gone anywhere. Triggs happily gets rid of it for Olympic.
And piling on the pressure now, Tuggeranong, the clear dominant side in this first half. How they'd like a second before half-time to give them that extra security.
I mean, how much of a security is it? The last two games I've done, Tigers led 2-0 against Ugali and drew, and O'Connor led 2-0 against Gungahlin and lost. Here's a chance for Adam, and he's got away here, and the flag stays down, and that's good goalkeeping. The flag actually went up. Apologies. Late Cal Cook met it, though. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, really good goalkeeping. And he got up and acted like nothing had happened, so very confident in goals, and, yeah, confident take as well.
Mistake by Jarby Davis, dawdled on it, and Timotheo nearly took it off him. Grove's ridden the first challenge, and the second. Didn't have to ride the third.
No. Great play from Grove on that right-hand side.
Cal Cook's been relatively untroubled, hasn't he? 13 minutes to the interval. United lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, Olympic pressing hard. Adam up front has shown a really good work rate to keep that back line on their toes, and Cook as well. Yeah, haven't really created a meaningful chance aside from those Timotheo corners, really.
And Sorensen's given that away. Neelan's 1 against 4 here. We'll have to go it alone, Steve Neelan. Stevens. I thought that was aimed towards Lawrence, didn't reach him. Grove. Falco. Haven't seen one of those long throws for a while.
No.
Grove. Jambrek. They're taking up some really nice positions here, Tuggeranong. Just between the lines.
They're passing the ball around really nicely as well. It's a really impressive performance so far.
Putting lie to the fact that some people think that they're a long ball team.
That's the way the game started, but they've grown into the game on the ball.
If you've got a player with the pace of Steve Neelan and you can drop it in behind, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not all they've got in the armoury. Al Nawasi up against Sakamoto. Jinks his way past him momentarily. Picked up by Kel Brown, who wants to go, always rising again. Sticks in the tree.
Just a little warning from Olympic though. It's only 1-0.
Plenty of kids can climb and grab that, surely.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to head up at half-time?
To grab the football?
Yeah.
Mate, it's too high for me.
Okay.
I tried Treetops Adventure, one of the Kanga Cup sponsors.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, not for me, mate. I went on one of the courses. It was way too high.
Okay.
You know, I'm on the back row of the bleach here, and it's probably high enough for me.
Okay. That's fair enough.
You're more of a heights man?
I enjoyed the Treetops one, but I don't think I generally like heights.
Did you go on the big top course?
I did.
Oh, far braver than I am, my friend.
That was when I was younger, though. I'm really old
absolutely. Neelan. Here's Jambrek. Can he create half a yard? Wants a corner, and he's going to get it. That's because when you get older, you get a sense of your own mortality, Sam.
Ooh, wow.
And
That was
it's very deep. That's why you don't want to do it. It's why roller coasters suddenly become much more trickier than they were when you were younger.
Yeah.
You got all that to look forward to. You got loads of time, mate. I mean, if you're already in there, you're in trouble, my friend. Stevens with the set piece, looking to lift it into the box. Tuggeranong have 4 to aim for. It's a good flat delivery to their post. Falco threw himself at it. Couldn't quite get the touch he wanted. There's a chance for a dam on the break. Lovely first take. Not a bad ball as well, but Sakamoto read the intention.
Oh, the run was good, but Alnoasir was open on that right-hand side. If Adam could get his head up and find him.
Stevens goes cross-field, met by Brown. Alnoasir, Sorensen, Timotheu. Barisic taken off his toe by Xabi Davis. Pedersen has got room. Space out wide for Neelan, who switched to that left flank. Up against Lindstedt this time. Backs himself, doesn't he?
He does. Not a bad option either that time. Sometimes you really want those players that are just happy to take the initiative on themselves.
As we say, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, sometimes you might want to look up and see a teammate. But if you can dribble past a couple and put it in the net, then so be it. Zach Lawrence looking to do just that and gets the shot away.
And the shot count mounting for Tuggeranong, whereas Olympic, again, just can't penetrate that back line.
9 minutes to the interval. Tuggeranong United lead thanks to Steve Neelan's 20th minute goal. United, who have won only 2 of their last 8 matches in all competitions. They did win 2 of the last 3 last year, though. In the NPL matches, United won each of the last 4. And they've lost just 1 of the last 8 against Olympic. So this is continuing the trend. Five of the last 6 Olympic have scored in all competitions have been in the first half. Oh. So they're more of a first half goal scoring team in Tuggeranong, who've scored only 1 of the last 7 in the first half before today. So flipped on its head, maybe. Olympic will be hoping so. They've got to get a grip for Xavi Davis here. Loads of room for him to run through and have a dip. How about that from range?
Not a bad effort. Great positive play there from Davies up against his former club. He'd love a goal against them. Really difficult one for Quinn in goal. Yeah, just bounced right in front of him. Did enough, though, to stop it.
Xavi Davis only played 6 games last season. 3 starts and 3 off the bench for Canberra Olympic. Judging by the way he started this season, they might have missed a trick here.
They have.
Because he is dominating that midfield alongside Pedersen, another former Canberra Olympic player.
Yeah. The way Tuggeranong are playing, you wouldn't put it past them to make finals football at the moment. They're shaping up as a really good outfit. From Falco at the back, the new signing is, as we saw that header a few minutes ago, full of commitment. Danger on the long throws up to the front line, which is looking unreal at the moment.
Jambrek turns, went down, no free kick. Adam isolated. He's allowed to turn though and have a go. Bullocking run this from Shafiq Adam. It's still going, good strength. And Vidika got the shot away. Almost down to nothing. Canberra Olympic created a half chance.
Yeah, and Adam, he's had a good game so far with what he's had to do. Done really well there up against 3 or 4 players to carry the ball closer to goal. Exactly what his coach will want him to do.
It's a good clearance from Cal Cook under pressure. And nicely taken down by Zach Lawrence. Tuggeranong looking to gain a measure of control again. There's huge gaps in that Canberra Olympic midfield. Triggs should have this under control. He's got Grove for company. Calmly done by Quinn under pressure. Neelan got a touch on that. Vidica and Sorensen can beautifully move it away. Timotheo, this is nice. Here goes Barisic. Has a look up. There's not many to aim for in the middle here for Nikola Barisic. Timotheo. Sorensen. Brown joins in the attack again. Tuggeranong have snuffed it out really well defensively.
All round, great performance so far from them.
Noticeable though, when Nikola Barisic broke there, Shafiq Adam was the only player that he could have hit, and he was probably 5 or 6 yards away from where he needed to be.
Yeah, he has been isolated at times. Olympic ensuring they've got numbers back for when Tuggeranong look to get forward.
Lindstedt, rangy pass. Out on the way, Sear took it down nicely. Sakamoto stuck to him like glue. Come away with the football as well.
Yeah, Sakamoto's done a really good job on the way so far. He's looked isolated on that right-hand side as well. Maybe something Olympic will want to look at.
That was in towards the dam. That's tidied up nicely by Grove, who was quite a little late there from Shafiq Adam. It was a frustrated challenge from the centre forward.
Yeah, understandable.
Nathan Shakespeare won't take too kindly to that, should it continue. Tuggeranong United last year finished on 26 points. 8 points off the 4. Place occupied by Tigers. They'll hope for better this year. This is the year they really want to push for that top 4. Yeah, especially while they still have Neelan up top, as he mentioned. Probably won't be around here for much longer, given the way he's playing. They'll want to make this place a fortress, won't they?
Yeah.
Neelan finds Jambrek. Space to run into again, and he wants to have a go again. And not for the first time, they're happy to hit from a long way out.
Why not? Positive play again from Jambrek. He's shown some really good flashes in that 10 position. It'll make it difficult for Walker to get back in the team at the moment.
Well, it's not quite a corner, so Q Cole Falco again to wind one up. Defensive alert, high alert for Canberra Olympic, as here it comes again. It's a flatter delivery, settle for the corner. Quite have the aerial loop on the previous ones.
Is it a case of the Rory Delap comparisons where they used to put it out for a corner rather than concede a throw-in? Potentially.
I'm sure as the season goes on, people will look at that and probably do that.
Yeah.
Tuggeranong have a corner kick though. Romeo Jambrek to take. Let's see what the run is. It's a set piece. Good movements. It was aiming towards Falco. Pedersen stabs it goalwards. Lindstedt got it away. Grove wins it. Jambrek can't keep it in. Lovely variation on the corners in the terms of the movement in the penalty area. Some in, some out. Tuggeranong, you can see they've done a bit of work on that.
They have. They've done a bit of work on the throw-in set pieces as well, so they're looking very prepared for the new season, which is really pleasing.
Room for Al Nawasir. Can he find the right delivery? Grove was sandwiched between 2 Olympic players, decides to concede the corner.
Yeah, he's done well.
This will probably give Anthony Timotheo a chance to jog on over. A couple of minutes to go in the first half, plus whatever we're going to get added on. Timotheo. Olympic who've barely created a chance of note in this first half. They would love an equaliser here. Timotheo again with a really good delivery into the area. Cook's dropped it. It's a big scramble and somehow it's trickled wide of the post. No idea it came off last. I think it must have been the Tuggeranong player. Daniel Lindstedt had a go at it. But Cal Cook under severe pressure couldn't get hold of it.
Wow, nervy moments for that Tuggeranong defence. Looked to be a bit of a routine catch for Cook there. Yeah, I don't know who got the final touch there, but it ended up just rolling wide of that far post.
I mean, we're, what, 50, 60 metres away from that. Good luck picking that one out. No idea who that was, but must have been a Tuggeranong player. Timotheo from the other side with the outswinger this time. Cook again being squashed into the danger area. Met by Falco. He's good in the air as well, Cole Falco, isn't he?
He is.
All-round package. Yeah, Tuggeranong have there at the back. Wiedeke, Faust. And they'll settle for another corner. Good pressure this from Olympic to end the first half.
Yeah.
I'm told there's 1 minute of time added on. Thanks to Thomas Stiprich on this near side for passing on the information. So only the minutes to add on, which we're going to be in the next 20 seconds or so. Timotheo to take once again. And once again, it's a deadly kick, and once again, it's come off the bar. The second time he's hit the crossbar from a corner. Kel Brown charged down. It's a devilish ball in, isn't it?
Wow, what a ball from Timotheo. He's threatened scoring off it for the second time. It's such a threat for Olympic. It's been their main, I guess, avenue to getting close to equalising. How they'd love to go level heading into half-time despite not creating many opportunities.
Is there one more chance in stoppage time? Daniel Linston's been entrusted with it. Kel Brown. It's a loose one from him, not a very good one either, and now they might be in trouble because Neelan was almost away. Luke Stevens is disappointed. He thought it was handball, but couldn't quite get him away.
From this angle, didn't quite look like handball. Massive opportunity. Gone begging, though. With Neelan in behind, you feel like that would have been 2-0.
Janbrek, even with the amount of work he had to do.
Yeah.
And that'll be a corner, I think. But it won't have time for it. That'll do for the first half for Sam Watson, and decent one as far as Tuggeranong are concerned. They go into the break with a lead and they've been the better side.
They have, definitely. As we mentioned, from a defensive perspective and going forward. And yeah, dominant display so far, despite those Olympic corners that have caused a bit of havoc from Anthony Timotheo, but deservedly 1-0 up and ahead of the break.
That goal was scored after 20 minutes. Luke Stevens drop of the shoulder and through ball allowed Steve Neelan to do what Steve Neelan does. He took it on and finished with aplomb, and that's the difference between the two sides at the break. Here at Kambah 2 in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying round 4 at half-time. It's Tuggeranong United 1, Canberra Olympic 0. Welcome back to Kambah 2, where we're waiting for the second half of the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying. Tuggeranong lead Canberra by 1-0. My name's Russ Gibbs. Sam Watson's still with me. Sam, I caught up with Andy Bennell at half-time.
Oh,
happy to have a chat with him. I helped him ghost his audible many years ago. I helped him write it. He wrote the chapters and I finessed them for him a bit for riding shotgun. And good to catch up with him. He's doing a lot of work with Steve Neelan, the goal scorer, which is good for Steve. Looking around the team, doesn't seem to be any changes, does there, from the two sides? Can't see any on the Olympic side from here. The Tuggeranong seem as they were, and my phone's still got about 20% battery, I think. So
oh, wow.
Might be okay.
So, that's quite impressive.
It's because it's old, mate.
Really?
It's run by nuclear fusion. It's the same thing that runs the DeLorean in Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
It's a flux capacitor attached to the back, apparently.
Wow, wow.
The things.
Imagine someone tuning into the commentary and hearing that. What's going on?
Turn it off and go back to whatever they were doing before. 45 minutes between Tuggeranong and a place in the quarterfinals. Can you see a way back for Olympic?
On the basis of their first half showing, no, due to the limited kind of attempts going forward, but that set piece threat did look like their main outlet. If they can maybe get a bit more of them on target, potentially. But Tuggeranong, it's up to them to kind of increase their lead and warn away any more pressure from Olympic. And
they made a straight swap, haven't they? Sam Walker, wearing the number 9 shirt, has come on for Tuggeranong United. Looks like he's replaced Romeo Jambrek. Bit harsh on young Romeo, who had a good half.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like he's gone off, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm looking around, I can't see him there. Zach Lawrence is still there on this near side. Walker's taken up the number 9 role, the number 10 role just behind Steve Neelan, which looks like a like-for-like in terms of position.
Yes, yeah.
Still plenty of Tuggeranong juniors floating around, even though it's a school night. For you too, as well.
Is it?
You got work tomorrow. Got school to do. Got uni.
I do. Thanks for reminding me.
That's all right. I love to bring a smile to your face. Plenty of essays for you to do. Just give you a few more matches to cover as well, just to keep you busy.
Wow, I really appreciate that, Ross. Very, very thoughtful.
Absolutely. You love it, really. You can't wait for the season to start.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. Very excited for a night game as well with the NPL Women's on Friday. They're always really exciting.
And two new look sides in Gungahlin and Croatia in the NPLW. 7:30 kickoff at Gungahlin enclosed. 7:45 the same night, Riverside, Strider Park, Tigers, Panthers. Brilliant from Neelan. Come back to that in a minute. What a touch to keep him in the field of play. Couldn't quite work the cutback. My suggestion is to put one on your phone, one on your screen, or one on your laptop, one on your TV. Just watch both, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I agree.
More football, the better. Walker wins the header. Neelan almost got Walker in with the back heel. Triggs read the intention. Adam nicely taken in his stride again. He's got a good touch, hasn't he, the big fella up top. Timothy wants to clip it forwards. Adam, who might be in here, skipped off the surface for Cook.
Yeah, it's a bit of an insight into the technical ability of Timothy when it's not behind a dead ball, playing a bit of a deeper role at the moment. And Adam's been really impressive for Olympic going forward. Hasn't let that backline rest. And yeah, he's shown that he has a good technical ability as well. Good ball earlier.
Temperature's definitely dropped, hasn't it? It's not cold, but there's some more coats coming out. It's that time of year. It's going to... Clocks go back this weekend.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I think we lose an hour of sleep. That's not exciting.
Don't we gain it?
I think we lose one, don't we, if it goes backwards?
I already feel like I've lost one. What's going on?
Travelling kids, mate.
Okay.
Lindstedt, Brown, Timotheo. Nice touch, but Sakamoto, who's been very solid on his full competitive Tuggeranong debut, as has this man, Cole Falco. Pedersen. Falco again.
Tuggeranong's backline's been very impressive.
It's a good ball from Falco to Neelan. Lawrence and Neelan between them can't keep it in. Alan the way see it. The masked man in Sorensen. Wiedeke is looking to steal in here and did so, but took Daniel Grove out in the process.
Yeah, difficult one to see from here. Vidica seemed like he potentially won the ball, but I think he went through Grove to get that result.
Here's Falco. Another really good left-footed ball, looking for Grove. Want to get his own back on Vidica. And does by conceding the foul.
Yeah.
What a piece.
Yeah, that battle's been really good this game. Grove has been a good performer for Tuggeranong as well. He's been tireless getting down that right-hand side and created a few opportunities as well as defending really well when he's needed to.
As yet, the makeshift Tuggeranong back four standing firm. And I say makeshift because players in positions maybe they wouldn't normally be in. Pedersen fouled in the middle of the field by Barisic. Tuggeranong not quite got the same level or measure of control of possession in the second half so far, Sam.
No, a bit of a different start to the game. A bit more scrappy. Not able to get their foot on the ball and play it around.
Here's Walker. Stevens to lift it forward. Lawrence stole him behind. Nervous look along the line for Cal Brown. He thought the flag should have gone up. Harrison cracking on the far side, not having a bar of that.
Yeah, big opportunity missed for Tuggeranong and a bit of a let off that Olympic back line as well. Lawrence just misjudging the ball. Difficult one to judge though with the bounce right in front of him.
Adam. Barisic skips away from Al Nawasi.
The ball didn't set up too nicely for him after a really nice turn from the midfielder. Olympic as well, being a bit wasteful in their possession.
Falco. Good ball forward again. Finds Sakamoto. Kept it in nicely, Luke Sakamoto, and dug it out. Well, in fact, it rolled out slightly. Got a good range of passing, Falco, as well, isn't it?
Does.
Short, long, dinked, driven. Looks like a really good pickup, the American.
Yeah, all round really good performance from the attacking perspective in picking out his teammates and then defensively as well.
And then, of course, there's the throw.
Yes.
Vidica.
Which we haven't seen since maybe like the 10th minute or so. It's been quite a while.
The threat is there, though, isn't it?
It is.
Omnipresent, as they say. Sorensen bundled off it by a combination of Walker and Davis, and Walker can advance. Looking for Pedersen. Walker again. Lawrence has peeled away here. Took his eye off it and went offside as well.
They've overplayed that Tuggeranong. They had numbers going forward. Walker decided to play it across to Pedersen. Passed a little bit behind him, slowed the move down a little bit.
Falco brings it down. 8 minutes of the second half gone. Tuggeranong seeing this out in relative comfort at the moment, but
they are.
You know, cup ties, Sam. Here's a chance for Falco to launch it. Should be the keepers. Selected to punch Quinn. Al-Nawasi, that's poor. Only finds Pedersen. Falco to lift one in, and Quinn too close.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, you know, cup ties, a 1-0 lead is precarious.
It is. And we've seen moments in the game for Olympic when they haven't been in the game at all. They've almost brought it back to 1-1 with those corners specifically.
Lawrence has got some space here. Stevens loves it on that left foot. Nealon couldn't get there. Cal Brown sends it away. Adam, the willing runner again, and he'll use his strength to try and seal Falco. He's having none of that.
Yeah, really calmly done by Falco again. It's a difficult opponent to mark in Adam.
Looks for Walker and finds him. Arguably the player that makes Tuggeranong tick, Sam Walker. Shabby Davis. Dylan Burkrate. Stevens takes it into his stride, finds Walker. Wants it back for Lawrence. And there's Lindstedt with a foot in. It's a corner kick, I think.
Yeah, Walker's had some nice touches early on. It's a really good ball to find Lawrence. Well defended by Lindstedt. Would they have preferred a corner or a Cole Falco throw in? That's the question.
Well, Stevens' delivery is usually quite good, so pick your poison, perhaps, if you're Canberra Olympic. United seek a second, which would give them a firm grip of this cup tie. Deep from Stevens. Pedersen. Oh, he absolutely hammered that and it's hit Falco. Might have been heading towards the back of the net. Difficult to say.
Difficult to execute from Pedersen on the spin. To get that much power and accuracy in the ball is very impressive.
Xabi Davis, they're knocking on the door here, Tuggeranong. Davis again. Olympic forced to retreat. As Xabi Davis tried to bend one in the top corner.
Yeah, not a bad effort at all. Difficult to see from this angle where it would have landed.
Brace of changes for Tuggeranong coming up on the halfway line. How's your eyesight? Daniel Groves going off. Zach Lawrence is going off. Nick Emmanuel is one of the changes. And Alessandro Pena on this near side is the other. So Emmanuel for Grove might be a similar defensive swap. Alessandro Pena just signed for the club in the week. Nealon just a bit heavy. Former Panther, former Tiger, Alessandro Pena scored 1 goal last season. Only started 3 games, 4 times off the bench. Nick Emmanuel scored a couple. Got himself a couple in pre-season as well, Nick Emmanuel. He was playing further forward last year, so it'll be interesting to see where he's deployed at the moment. Walker. Pena. Good shape on that cross from Pena. And Stevens came in and couldn't get a touch on it. Nealon was in there too. Lovely cross.
Yeah, really good first involvement from Pena. Shown a great technical ability to swing that ball in dangerously. Nothing Quinn could do about it. Neither player able to make contact with the header though.
Pace from Falco as well.
What can't he do?
That's it from Cook. Full of confidence. Settled into the lineup really well.
He has. He seems to be a player they really trust to give the ball to.
Chance for Nealon, who's peeled wide, to come inside and have a go, and Quinn had to keep hold of it. Emmanuel was lurking. Wiedeke brought down. Nick Emmanuel. Looks like he's deployed on that right-hand side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dylan Burkrade's come into central defence alongside Cole Falco. Pena, like for like out here for Lawrence.
It's a testament to the squad depth of Tuggeranong, as I mentioned earlier, to be able to bring players like Pena and Emmanuel off the bench, a player who was a big player for them last season.
And no Ewan Piedikin tonight, no Bevan Foxall. Yeah. A couple of other players that were mainstays last year. Walker's got some space. Wants to put Nealon in behind. Charlie Triggs read it, but Nealon almost got it back. Sorry, it was Stevens rather. This is Nealon using his pace. Triggs defends it superbly. It's helped out by Cale Brown.
Well, they've been defending Steve Nealon really well in the second half. So difficult to manage though, so explosive and pacey with the ball.
One sight of goal, Sam,
yeah,
for Steve Nealon, and the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the difference between the two sides at the moment. Pedersen.
With players like that, you can win trophies if you're capitalising on moments when maybe you're not the dominant team. You take your chance.
Stevens, hefty challenge from Sorensen. Good run from Emmanuel. In the end, though, a bit handsy on Ollie Wiedeke. Reminder, the NPL action starts tomorrow. Steve Forshaw will join me at the Riverside. You're flying solo, aren't you?
Yes.
At Gungahlin. Lindstead. Kale Brown. Pedersen. Walker. Looking to lift it in towards Neelan. Brown was there. Neelan will recover it. Pena. Tuggeranong searching for that second goal, which might just kill this tie off. Sakamoto. Away by Faust. Vidika and Timotheo. Barely seen Timotheo on the ball in the second half, have we?
Yeah. It's not been a... It's been a peripheral figure.
Going to see a change up top. Shafiq Adam has worked so hard.
He has.
He's going to be withdrawn. Jack Matic has come on for him and gone into defence. So figure out what's happening here. Nick Barisic has moved up top. They're playing without a centre forward at the moment.
Interesting change. Adam, as we mentioned, it was a really impressive performer. Bit of an outlet for them as well. Held up the ball really well at times.
So it looks like two up front, doesn't it? Barisic and Al Nawaisit.
Yeah.
Here's a chance for Pena. Thought about hitting it. Half-hearted shouts for handball. Al Nawaisit has a look. Barisic. He pulled up lame then, Nikola Barisic. Something tweaked as he jumped for that ball. Might have been the landing that was a bit hard for him.
It'll be disappointing for Olympic as he was shaping up to be the replacement for Adam, who they just brought off.
Here's Al Nawaisit. Vidika's playing down the middle at the moment. Al Nawaisit taking on Sakamoto. Good ball in too. Berkray away. Pena. Only as far as Brown. Backing himself, Kale Brown, and that's a lovely looking ball as well. Tuggeranong need to deal with this. A shot in the end from Timotheo. Must have got a nick, so it will be a corner kick.
Dangerous. Barisic got back to his feet for that period of play. Down his haunches again.
Something tweaked, didn't it? It was either a calf or maybe it was just on landing the ankle roll. It was difficult to see, but he was in a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah. It looked fairly innocuous, but
often the worst.
Yeah.
Timotheo with this corner kick. Barely seen a glimpse of Olympic as an attacking threat in this half. Is this their moment? Timotheo to bend it in, and it almost was. Vidika met it, got too much on it. Nice corner.
Yeah, not a bad set piece from Olympic. Difficult one for Timotheo. You see potentially at times plays hitting them over the bar. Really great control on the ball in. Hit it into a good area as well. Dangerous one. Set pieces definitely look the most likely way Olympic will get back into the game.
Need a little flick like Curtis Schaefer last night. Just gave Brindabella Blues the win. Here's Pena. Cook comfortable with it. Berkray clips it for Neelan. It's going to run out of play though in front of a horde of Tuggeranong junior players over that far side. Great turnout for a cup match on a Thursday night.
Yeah, really nice day for football. Good crowd as well, as you mentioned. Hopefully that builds the further potentially Tuggeranong go into the tournament.
Do you know, I think next week we might need our big coats there.
Oh, really?
I think it might be dropping the temperature again.
Oh, no.
We will see. Olympics still very much in this cup tie. They only trail by that 20th minute goal to Steve Neelan. Tuggeranong far from secure, even though they've kept Olympic at the relative arm's length for most of the half.
Yeah, they've definitely grown into the game in this second half. A few chances, a few half chances really that Timotheo shot in the corner. Tuggeranong haven't been as threatening and I guess good to watch going forward as they were in the first half.
Cup football brought to you by our sponsors: Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. As usual, thank you to our sponsors for all their assistance here at Tuggeranong United, with Neelan to cut inside and have a go. Quinn was behind it, lacked the power really.
Yeah. Positive play again from Neelan. Could argue again, potentially could have found a teammate, but backs himself to have a shot. In the end, it's a close chance for Tuggeranong.
I was talking to Andy Bonnell about it at half-time and mentioning to him that he agreed that when you get to a high level, there's going to come a time when he doesn't play that pass and his teammate's going to let him know. Right about now, there's not a problem with it, is there? It's just learning on the roll for the youngster.
Yeah, it's finding that balance, I guess.
And Andy Bonnell was suggesting he needs to get his physicality a bit more, learn to push into the back of defenders when he's got there and use his body. But when he's got pace like this, it's tempting to just spin and go, isn't it?
Yeah. He
will become an all-round player, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The talent is there. Luke Sakamoto flicking off the errant football. I think there's a game going on behind us. It's like WWE wrestling from where we're standing.
Bit of a fight breaking out.
Yeah.
Friendly fight.
Looks like a friendly fire, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. One of the Tuggeranong teams has obviously had too much sugar. Mums and dads at home will be going, hope it's not mine. Sakamoto nods it down. Midway through the second half. Tuggeranong still lead by that goal from Steve Neelan. Olympic have huffed and puffed. They've yet to find the quality they need. I think they've shown enough to, even without 4 or 5 of their other players that we were mentioning that aren't here tonight, including a couple of the imports, that they're going to be a real threat in the CPL, of course.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you compare it to the Croatia ANU game we were at last week, the mismatch was quite large. This gap seems significantly smaller despite Olympics' limited chances going forward. So definitely a dangerous team to look out for.
And they have struck the bar twice from corners. Timotheo's delivery, first one clipped the top of the bar, second came off the meat of it. Nicely done by Davis. Sorensen had a pull back and he's probably going to see yellow here, Bailey Sorensen. Just one too many for Nathan Shakespeare. Second yellow card of the contest. The first went to Zach Lawrence in the first half.
Well, Tuggeranong have some really nice players on the ball.
They're all comfortable, aren't they? Falco, lovely ball taken by Emmanuel again. And here's a chance for Stevens to get in on the back. Oh, and it went right across the face of goal. I think it went inside the near post of the goalkeeper and there was no one there to tap it home.
Yeah, what a goal that would have been. The quick pick out from Falco. Lovely control from Emmanuel and matched by Stevens. Chest is up in the air, takes it down brilliantly, and the shot is a dangerous one as well. That would have been a great goal.
I think everyone stood to admire the control.
Yeah, fair enough, honestly.
Again, it all started with Cole Falco.
Yeah.
And a 60-yard sweeping cross-field ball. Pedersen, Neelan. Comes out for Pena. Look at Neelan again. He's going around the outside. He wants it back. It's opened the door for Pena, who has a go and forces the save from Quinn. Just a movement off the ball there from Tuggeranong. Brilliant.
Yeah, great to watch. They're growing more into the game now. Going forward, they're so good to watch. As I was mentioning, so many great players individually and technically. And Steve Neelan is running from one side of the field to the other. He's an energy machine.
Don't know where he gets it from. Tab watching. Pedersen, Sakamoto. You do wonder, there's going to be a chance here for Olympic, isn't there? There has to be one clear-cut opening.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised if there isn't.
Yeah, for all Tuggeranong's good work, they need to capitalise some of the openings they've been creating. At times they're hanging on to the ball too long, not making the most of their moments going forward and the spaces they've been afforded.
For what it's worth, these two met in a friendly a few weeks back. It ended 0-0. Emmanuel to fire it forward. It's bounced off of Brown. It's come for Sam Walker, and the flag's up for offside. Yeah, the game ended 0-0. Very different looking sides, the pre-season friendly. Chances at a premium in that one as well.
Yeah, and if Nealon doesn't score that one, it remains 0-0.
Johnny Corrigan and Mark Shields. The latter, a name known around these parts. Veteran striker. Shortly to enter the fray.
Yeah, you wonder longer the game goes on. Potentially Tuggeranong will look to preserve their lead, and maybe Olympic will start getting a bit more desperate, committing more numbers forward, and to have a player like Shields up top will be very exciting for them. Hopefully boost their confidence a little bit more heading into the latter part of the game.
Charlie Triggs. Oliver Wiedeke. Good defending. Nick Emmanuel again, I think that was on that far side.
Yeah, he's been really good since coming on, Emmanuel.
That'll be a free kick as well. Olympic looking to make these changes, and we will see the changes. Hassan Al Nawasi coming off for Gianni Corrigan, and Bailey Sorensen making way for Shields. Gianni Corrigan spelled with Queanbeyan City. Mark Shields comes back to his former stomping grounds, made his top flight debut here, and I reckon it was about 2008 maybe.
Oh wow.
9, and I only know that because he was partnering me. That's how long ago it was.
Was he?
Yep.
You were playing
when he was a youngster.
Wow.
Relative whippersnapper.
Let's see what he learned from you then.
He's been around for a long time now, Shields. 136 goals in 221 games, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast.
Russ Gibbs moulded him.
Was a very, very skillful, fast, fleet-footed attacker, Mark Shields. I'm ashamed to say he created an awful lot of tap-ins for me. Both indoor and outdoor. He does know where the goal is. Nikola Barisic. Still looking sharp, isn't he, Mark Shields? Luke Sakamoto. I just highlighted that point to suggest how long he's been around, mate.
Yeah.
proper ages. 28 minutes of the second half gone. Nealon hasn't had a sight in the second half. Has now, and scores again! Steve Nealon at the double for Tuggeranong United, and it might just be enough to send them to the quarterfinals. He is deadly, and Canberra Olympic simply cannot wait to see the back of him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done it again against Olympic. A double, capping off another really exciting display from the young player. What a finish as well on his right foot, hard and low. He's had a few opportunities where he's cut inside and hit it low. Quinn's been able to match them. That one was inch perfect in the bottom corner. What a finish, and capping off another great display from a player. Keeps on getting better.
Some players love playing against certain clubs. Steve Nealon, it's fair to say, loves playing against Canberra Olympic. 6 in 3 against Olympic, and he's on another hat-trick.
He is.
And again, we mentioned earlier in this half, barely had a sight.
Yeah.
Had a couple of long ranges. He's had 2 clear-cut openings tonight, and both of them have ended up beyond Jacob Quinn.
Yeah, you can tell he's going to be a huge player for them this season when he's finishing chances like that.
But you wonder if he had played more, joined them in June last year, if he had played more than half a season,
Yeah.
where they may have ended up, Tuggeranong. They've got the second tier, which has given them that little bit of a cushion that they needed, and they probably deserved on the basis of play.
Yeah, I think so. They've got that cushion, as you mentioned. They can relax a little bit more, enjoy their football. You saw from that period there, they looked very confident off the back of that goal.
Just as Olympic looked like they were being a little bit tighter. They've been caught. And the CPL team have got a quarter of an hour to try and find 2 goals to send this to extra time.
Yeah, should open up the game a bit more. They'll have to go forward, Olympic. They'll have to go for it.
Well, 15 minutes to go. If you're a betting man, a Steve Neelan hat-trick, considering they've got to push players forward, Olympic, might be on the cards.
Yeah, given the way he's finishing off chances, it's definitely on the cards. Give him that much room, he's going to bury that. 16 years old as well. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, goal taken like the veteran strikers we were talking about before, and like Mark Shields
And Russ
would have been happy with a finish like that. I tell you what, that would have been a goal. I'd love that goal. You'd love a goal like that, wouldn't you? Anyone would. Brilliant finish. Can they get another, Tuggeranong? Walker to the near post. It's loose in front of goal. Could go anywhere. Somehow Olympic scramble it away, and a chance for Shields to bring others into play. Corrigan's the target. Cross goes Burkrate. Safety first for Dylan Burkrate.
Calmly defended again by Tuggeranong. His defensive performance has to be highlighted as well. They've dealt with Olympic very calmly, very effectively.
Stevens does well. Walker. Shields concedes the foul. Abraham Kemp, Adam New, Remy Gachet, Julian Borgner, Zach Milarczyk, Mate Barisic. There's the names that have got to come back into this Canberra Olympic outfit. They will be a threat in that CPL. They will be looking for instant return to the Premier League. Any sort of progression in this competition would have been a bonus for them. I think their goal is definitely set on getting back into the top flight.
Yeah, you've got to think so.
That's not to say they would not have wanted a win tonight. They would have been super keen, as any team is, to make a progress in this competition. Unless something remarkable happens in the final 15 minutes or so. Sakamoto with the challenge. Falco away. Ricochet off Pena. Walker finds Neelan, who's offside.
Yeah, it looked to be borderline, but yeah, I think he was just a bit too high, Neelan. Great tackle from Sakamoto earlier. Potential appeals for a foul and a handball.
Falco, the strength as well to hold off Mark Shields. A little bit of skill as well to find Alessandro Pena. Neelan out on this touchline. Where's the runner? Some shouts for handball when it came off Nick Val's heel. Young lads need to go to bowling class. Ollie Wiedeke, Pedersen, he's been strong tonight, hasn't he?
He has. Everything's clicking for everyone, it seems, for Tuggeranong. Really strong performance. From Falco to Pedersen to the front three.
And we mentioned that I thought there might be a chance for Canberra Olympic, a big one. They haven't created one yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
Like I said, a couple of corners have caused a bit of consternation in the Tuggeranong defence.
Yeah.
But Cal Cook not had a very busy night. I think that's Charlie Triggs, who has been up and down that left flank defensively and trying to add to the attack as well.
Yeah, he's had some good moments for sure.
A young lad. He has to carry on because they've only got Perry Field on the bench, a shortened bench for Canberra Olympic because of all those players I mentioned earlier being unavailable. Pedersen. Stevens turns into trouble. Nick Faust. Shields. Can't find Barisic. Here comes Pena, and now the break might be on with Walker. Looks for Pena. Corrigan, the fresh legs, back with the Tuggeranong substitute. Pedersen. Nikola Barisic is struggling in backfield as well. Tuggeranong just killing any tempo. Complete command of the contest now. Coming up to 10 minutes to play. Sakamoto, Pena. Good touch. Got time to pull out some of the tricks out.
Yeah. No look pass as well. They've got unlimited talent, this Tuggeranong team. Everyone's got a bit of a trick this evening. Great to watch.
Well, they're aiming for the top 4 this year, Tuggeranong. I'll tell you what, if they don't make it, they will throw a spanner in the works of some of those who will try to as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Here they're in behind again here. Nick Emmanuel. Lindstead away.
Yeah, well defended by Olympic. It's constant pressure now from Tuggeranong. Emmanuel getting forward from fullback. He's done that a few times as well.
It's going to be a really interesting NPL season, isn't it? Because there's plenty of sides who will be pushing for that top 4.
Yeah. They could push for the Australia Cup as well, the way they're playing.
Well, they look well built for it, don't they? Solid defensively.
Yeah.
Bit of X factor up top. You never know. What's Falco got with the latest howitzer from the far side? It's huge towards Stevens. Lindstead won it. Corrigan takes an air swing. Neelan tries to bend one off, and it is saved by Quinn. No, it's not! It's dropped in! And Steve Neelan does have his hat-trick. Quinn took the power off it, and all it did was help it into the corner. And Steve Neelan has got successive hat-tricks against Canberra Olympic, and Tuggeranong United are cruising to the quarterfinals.
We'll remember the name, Steve Neelan, a hat-trick. Unbelievable performance from him today. What a move inside as well, so sharp. And bending it around the goalkeeper, couldn't do anything to keep it out. Such a quality performance.
It's Steve Neelan's Australian Cup, isn't it? Got himself a treble. The last Tuggeranong man to score a treble, Steve Neelan, in August last year against Canberra Olympic in a 4-1 win. He's got himself a treble as well. Again, and you know what? There's going to be plenty more of those.
Yeah.
Before this season's done, and there'll be plenty more of those in what is going to be, all being equal, and we wish him well, a long and distinguished career at a decent level, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we are potentially watching a name to remember here, so savour him while he's here. Such a special player.
Unless you're opposing defences, in which case he is a proper nuisance. Here he is again. Nick Emmanuel's up with him. Tried to find Pena. I feel for Jacob Quinn because he got across to it and got 2 hands on it. It was probably going in if he didn't.
Yeah.
Neelan inside. I mean, Nathan Shakespeare might ruin the party and say it was no own goal.
No way. He wouldn't do that. You think of if Tuggeranong do win, watching Steve Neelan potentially against an A-League team on the national stage would be really exciting to see. He'd definitely give their defences something to think about, which is a big testament to his quality, such a young age as well.
Well, the good thing about having a player like that is that opposition defenders will look at it and say, we can't play too high, because he's got pace and he's got a clinical finish when he gets in. So that, of course, opens up the room for your Sam Walkers and Romeo Jambrek and that kind of players. And your midfield 2 that we've seen in there, Pedersen and Davis, to supply.
Yeah, they are set up well to win a cup competition with someone so clinical up top in those games when it's a bit cagey and you might only get a few chances. He's someone who can just finish them off.
Well, every team needs a goal scorer, don't they? And Tuggeranong United, they've certainly got one. Barisic, Timofeu. Consider last season he got 9 goals in 13 games. He's now got 12 in 14 competitive matches for Tuggeranong United. Here he goes again. He's got the pace to take on Kale Brown. Both Brown and Lindstead get involved. Must be a defender's nightmare.
Yeah. Considering his age as well, must make it even more frustrating for the experienced defensive partnership. Players so young, running rings around them at times, but they have defended him well at other times as well.
Nick Van Alst has made a good point. I'll tell you what he says in a moment just after this corner. Which Walker will take. Into the near post. Chance in front of goal. Cole Falco on the turn. It will be a corner. Nick Van Alst wondered whether or not the pitch being narrowed was to allow Cole Falco longer run-up. However, this was marked by ACT Sports Grounds and not Tuggeranong United, so I'm not sure ACT Sports Grounds take Cole Falco's throwing technique into consideration.
I think they do normally.
It's worked out quite well for them though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure he needs that much room anyway.
No.
Walker to the near post. Volleys it back across. And I only know the answer to that, Nick, because we asked it ourselves before kickoff. Falco. What do you fancy it? Wants to take on Faust, who sticks to it nicely.
Oh, a goal would cap off a five-star performance from Falco, and he'll give Steve Nealon a run for his money for player of the match in this game.
I think we've had a glimpse there that Cole Falco's more comfortable on his left.
Yes.
He didn't fancy the right foot curler. Brilliant from Nealon. Here's a chance for Jabi Davis to send it into the middle. Instead stands firm. Comes out for Pena, who tees one up. Was dipping, but just too late.
Well, the young fans who are right are getting a bit of a demonstration of the beauty of football here at times.
They're loving it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Getting involved, wanting more goals.
Yeah.
4 minutes to play plus stoppage time. Tuggeranong going to make another change. Luke Stevens' evening is over. Timmy Santos is going to get a run.
Yeah, quality performance from Stevens as well. You know, at times has been really good to watch. Who hasn't for Tuggeranong?
And it's a competitive debut for Timmy Santos. For Canberra, Croatia in their under-23s, moved across to Monero Panthers. Couldn't break into the first team there, but is in the first team here. Another good signing for Tuggeranong, left-sided player. Switched wings with Pena. Who's tried to find Nealon, who stayed on side here. Emmanuel. It's just Nick Emmanuel, just straight run power and pace, isn't it?
Barging his way through.
When he gets up ahead of a steam, he's hard to stop.
He does. I definitely would want to be going into a tackle, seeing him running full steam ahead of me.
Pena looking to turn. Let a throw then and opted not to send Falco forward. They feel job's done, perhaps. Don't want to waste them all.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, how many throws like that can you have in a season?
That's true.
We haven't talked Premier League yet, have we? And that's because we both lost.
Oh, don't.
That's why I've not mentioned it, my friend.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing week.
Yeah. Anthony
Santos.
Elanga. What a goal.
Well, United did have 21 shots away from home against team in third.
You
But lacking a striker, lacking a Steve Nealon.
Oh, potential transfer rumour there?
Well, let's get him in.
You can take the shots, I'll take the 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. They could do with a Steve Nealon.
Yeah,
Mind you, a lot of teams good.
that's true.
3-0 Tuggeranong, 3 goals to Steve Nealon. It's not all been a Steve Nealon show, of course. We have been talking about everybody else. Here's Jack Matic. High hopes for this guy as well. He's a decent central defender. Timotheo. Faust has moved forward here. Everywhere you look at Tuggeranong players putting a shift tonight, and they've all done brilliantly. It's just Nealon's been at the pointy end, doing the bits that get the headline.
Yes. Doing what he's kind of meant to do in the number 9 position.
Well, I guess that's what he's paid the wage for.
That is.
To score the goals at the end of the approach work from everybody else who has put in tonight and worked hard. Tuggeranong United will find out their opponents on Monday the 14th of April, 11 o'clock. I'll be hosting that draw. No heated balls in the ball in the
I was going to say, Ross, come on.
I'm not sure anybody wants the trip to Ugali away.
Can we trust you?
Vidic, I don't draw them out, mate, so yes.
Okay.
Ugali, Canberra, Croatia, Gungahlin United, Brindabella Blues, Tuggeranong United of making their way through. Who will join them? West Canberra Wanderers or Monero, Tigers or Majura, Belconnen or Queanbeyan. Already lost the holders. Belconnen Knights dispatched by Gungahlin by 5 goals to 2 in a remarkable turnaround on Tuesday night. Everybody in this competition that are left in it will feel they can win it.
Yeah, which makes it really exciting.
Brindabella Blues, incidentally, quarterfinalists for the first time ever. Matic. They never got past round 4 before last night.
Well,
Vidica. Shields. Corrigan. Unlucky from Olympic.
I was just going to say, we've seen Arminia Bielefeld make the Pokal final, who are
against VfB Stuttgart.
Yes.
Something a bit different.
Yeah. And one against Leverkusen. Beat Freiburg as well, beat a few top tier.
So what you're saying is Harry Kane's still not going to win a cup.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Arminia Bielefeld, incredible.
Yeah.
Saw the Italian Cup semi-final yesterday, one apiece, Inter and AC.
And I think there was a
Spanish Cup. Atletico, I think Barcelona won 1-0 away at Atletico. First leg finished 4-4, which is always one of my favourites, isn't it?
Oh, wow. You must be so excited.
So excited by that. Yesterday was only 1-0.
Oh,
The disappointment was palpable in my house.
That's awful, Ross. Are you doing okay?
I'm just getting over it.
Okay. I think there was a lower tier team that played PSG as well in the French Cup.
Did they knock them out?
Yeah, PSG beat them pretty comfortably in the end, I think. Yeah.
There's a team in the French Cup that travels, I think it's something like 35,000 kilometres.
Oh, the one from New Caledonia, is it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
One of the French Pacific Islands.
Yeah.
35,000 kilometre match for a cup tie. Canberra Olympic haven't come quite so far.
Close.
Down to Kambah too. But they're going to go home empty-handed. We're in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Didn't see a signal to see how long it was going to be. Neelan. Pena, it might come for Walker. It doesn't because Matic was there. Barisic was there. Corrigan. Timotheo. Nicked off his toes by Pena. Lively cameo from him.
Yeah. Just a bit sharper, Tuggeranong. Easy to say now that they're 3-0 up, but yeah, they have been the better team today. I think it's pretty clear.
We thought, well, I mentioned that Neelan might get a hat-trick, considering he'd got 2 and it would open up for him. He didn't leave us waiting long, did he?
No, he didn't.
Might be some more here for Tuggeranong. Walker just ghosts past. He can finish as well, but can't quite bend it past Quinn. Been quite dependable, Jacob Quinn. He's been a bit unlucky with the goals.
He has. He's saved the shots he's needed to. He's made quite a few saves, actually.
And Timmy Santos with a thumping challenge. And Walker looks to lift it forward. Goodness me, that was a player that wants to play from the start, making his mark. He left Nikola Barisic in an absolute heap there. And Timmy Santos just strolled away from it.
Yeah. Seems quite a nonchalant kind of player, Santos. Made a big challenge and, yeah, as you mentioned, walked away like nothing had happened.
Poor Nikola Barisic, I think he's still recovering from that knock earlier.
Opposite reaction from Barisic.
Saw one from him.
Yeah.
Compounded by the fact his side are 3 down. Mitch Stevens celebrated the birth of his daughter a couple of days ago. Young Scala Anne was welcomed to the world, and well, what a week he's having.
Yeah.
Progression in the quarterfinals. Into the quarterfinals of the Australian Cup qualifying. A match here on Sunday against the league champions, Gungahlin United. That'll give them an indication of where they stand.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see, especially Gungahlin having come back from 2-0 down. That should be a really good game. It's not really a bad game to start the NPL.
You wish you could be at them all, don't you? In both men's and women's, to be honest.
Yeah.
Southside Derby in the women's, the debut of Majura as well. The Belconnen Olympic clash, Gungahlin Croatia. It's going to be a cracking weekend in the women's comp.
Yeah.
In the men's, we got the Battle of the Big Cats. Tuggeranong host the champions, the Shivapi Derby, and of course Queanbeyan's welcome to the Prem PL. But tonight we have seen Tuggeranong United. Well, they've played Canberra Olympic off the park, really, in most respects. And it's Steve Neeland who's the name who's going to be on everyone's lips again, Sam, with his hat-trick.
Yeah, and for a good reason. 3 clinical finishes, just an electric performance. At times, he wasn't involved in the game, but in those moments when it mattered, he came alive for them and won them the day in the end. What a performance, what a player. And again, and as well, credit to the rest of the Tuggeranong team. There wasn't a bad player on the pitch. So many players put in such a good display, such a good team to watch. And really excited for the rest of the NPL season.
Thanks for joining me, Sam. Good luck tomorrow in your game. I'm sure it'll be a cracker. Steve Neeland, remember the name if you didn't know it already. 20 minutes to give Tuggeranong the lead, 74 minutes to make it 2, and then only 6 minutes later to complete his hat-trick. It's the 3 goals to cap off a wonderful Tuggeranong United performance. Players around who can stand up and stand tall. They've been absolutely brilliant tonight, but it's Steve Neeland's treble that everyone will be talking about. It's finished Tuggeranong United 3, Canberra Olympic 0.